Peanut.
And your girl Cece. And this is Journey.
She just looked at me like, you don't touch me.
Y'all. Say it's me, y'all. So, today what we are doing is we're going to do a story time about our labor and delivery, basically. And we just gonna talk about like our perspective on it, what we thought about it, like did it go smooth, did we like it, did we enjoy the hospital, stuff like that. So let's get into the video. So my due date was November 13, 2017. Natty, why are you looking like that? Look at your face. So my due date was November 13, 2017, but she was a stubborn baby and she was not coming. Like, you know, I usually like the 8th month or 7th month, you'll start having like small contractions and everything. I didn't have any of that, like nothing. So my doctor, she had told me just come in on November 16th and I would get induced. I was hoping maybe like, you know, I'll go into labor before then, but I didn't. Like, still no contractions or anything. So on November 16th, we had came into the hospital, and we came into the hospital at 7:30, and they started me on Cervidil at 9 p.m. So Cervidil is like, what is it called? It's like a tampon type. It's like a flat tampon with a string hanging from it. And what's the matter? What's the matter? It's like a flat tampon with a string hanging from it. And they put that up by my cervix. And I can't do this with her. They put that up at my cervix. And basically it's not meant to dilate you. Pitocin is meant to dilate you. Cervidil is just to ripen your cervix, which makes it flatter. So they had that in, and they can only keep it in for 12 hours. If I don't get like, if my cervix doesn't flatten out or like ripen, then I would need to put another one in for another 12 hours. So they started that at 9 p.m. and then probably I would say like at 2 a.m. on November 17th, I started having contractions. So like every time a nurse would come in, I'd be like, can I have like any medicine or anything? Because they had told me like you can get Tylenol, you can get I think it's like Stadol or something like that, what they put in your IV. And then after that, you can get the epidural if it's that severe. So since it was the beginning, I was like, let me just have Tylenol. So they gave me Tylenol, which it didn't work at all. And that's what, like, we just had that Cervidil in for until 9 a.m. So the contractions were getting worse and worse. And I would say probably like at 8 a.m. a nurse came in. They switched shifts, so a new nurse came in, and she asked me how was my contractions. I said, yeah, they're getting pretty bad. Can I get the medicine that goes in the IV? So she said, she explained it to me and everything, and she put it in my IV. And Eric went downstairs. He had to so he had went downstairs. I think he grabbed something to eat, and I asked for the medicine. So they put the medicine in my IV, and then like I asked her how long would it take for it to like, what is it called?
Kick in.
Yeah, how long would it take for it to kick in? So she was like, yeah, it should take like 10-15 minutes. Boy, I tell y'all, this lady left out the room and the medicine kicked in. Like, she was only in there for like a minute. So she put the medicine in, and then I asked her and she left. As soon as she left, it kicked in, y'all. So I'm laying in the bed. I'm looking directly ahead of me. It's the TV and it's the clock. The clock started sliding down the wall, y'all. I'm looking at the clock and it's just like sliding down the wall, and I'm just like looking at it. So then I like look down, I look back up, and the clock is back where it was at, but it's sliding down again. So I'm like, something wrong. I don't know if this is normal. So I try to call my mama. And my phone is like on the, you know, like the little hospital tables that they put the breakfast and stuff on. So my phone is on that. So I'm trying to reach for it. And I reach my phone. And then on top of that, I'm trying to put the password in. Like, my man was like, not where it's supposed to be, you could say. So I'm like trying to put the password in. Then I got to try to call my mama. And then I call her and I was like, Ma. And she was like, what? What happened? You finna have her? And I was like, something not right, Ma. They gave me this medicine. And then, like, I'm telling you, like, I was on the phone for a good minute, just quiet. And she wasn't saying nothing, I wasn't saying nothing. It was just quiet, y'all. And I was like, something not right. And then she was like, okay, Capricia, I'll talk to you later. And she hung up on me, y'all. She hung up straight in my face, bro. So I put the phone down. Then here come Eric. Waltzing on upstairs. And what happened?
Wait, what are you talking about? You talking about when you was gonna get delivery?
No. When I took the medicine. When they gave me the medicine.
Oh. You was rolling.
Eric, shut up.
She was high, bro. Like, she couldn't even talk. Bro, I need to get off what you off, bro. She was high, though. Like, she couldn't even look. She couldn't even look straight. She was... You gonna show them the video?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in.
That was funny, bro.
So, after that, I was just like, I think I went to sleep, right?
You probably thought you was asleep. Oh, yeah, you was asleep.
Yeah, like that. Like, I didn't feel the contractions. Like, okay, how can I explain this? I felt my stomach tightening, but I didn't feel pain with it. Like, my stomach was just tightening. So, I felt like kind of weird, and then I think I went to sleep. I was able to sleep. So, what's funny?
You almost boo-booed on yourself.
When I almost boo-boo on myself.
Oh, you was on that medicine. It's pushing.
No. Okay, we're going to get to that. So, then the nurse from hell came. I did not like her. Like, she made my labor and delivery experience horrible. Like, my mama got into it with her, Eric got into it with her, and everything. Like, I hated that lady. So, then it was her shift. So, they switched shifts, and they took the Servadeal out at 10 a.m. Well, it was 9 a.m. they took it out. And that's when they took the Servadeal out like at 9 a.m. So, after that, I started contracting on my own. So, I was like laboring by myself pretty much. Like, it didn't... What?
What? Go ahead.
Why you looking
like that? You can tell you from the boo-boo?
That's all the way at the end when I was finna have her, but I did not almost boo-boo. Why you be lying?
You did.
No, I didn't. So, the nurse came and everything, and then, like, you know, I was laboring by myself. I was having contractions and everything. And I was ready. Like, I think I was 3 centimeters. Y'all, and that stuff hurt. I don't know how people be going natural, but I can't. That can't be me. That won't be me. If I ever have a child, I won't be doing it natural because that stuff hurt. I was only 3 centimeters, and I was like, oh, what epidural? Like, where's the epidural? Give me the epidural. Nah, but yeah, like, I was ready for the epidural. Like, I could not do it no more. So, the nurse came in, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the epidural and everything. And she's like, oh, no, you're not. You just want to walk around. And I'm like, no, I'm ready for the epidural. Like, I want to get my epidural. So, my doctor came in, and she was like, oh, are you ready for the epidural? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to take the epidural now. And the nurse, she bust in, and she was like, no, she just wants to walk around. She doesn't want the epidural yet. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I want the epidural. She's like, okay, so you want the epidural? And I was like, yeah. She's like, no, she doesn't want the epidural. I'm like, I want the epidural. She was like, okay, we're going to get you the epidural. So, then it took like a good, you know, the anesthesiologists don't come in like that. It takes them a while because they have other things they doing. They giving other people epidurals. They, you know, they doing other things. So it takes her. He comes in and he says he's ready 30 minutes after I asked for it. So I was already mad because I keep contracting and it's hurting and I'm ready for the pain to go away. So 30 minutes later is a long time when you in labor. So it's like he come in and he was like, okay, I'm ready. And she was like, oh, she's not ready yet. And I'm like, no, I'm ready. And then she was like, she's not ready yet. So he gonna listen to the nurse, not me. But he just leave out the room. And I'm just like so mad at this point. And then like, I think my mama was there at that time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she was the first one that got mad.
Yeah. So, go ahead. You can. This is when he was going to give me the epidural.
Oh, well, Your mama got mad.
Mm-hmm.
She was heated, bro. And that's what made me mad, you feel me? I'm like, oh, we finna fight then. You feel me? I don't even care. Just look how she out of my face.
She was
like what
else?
else? I mean, that's basically it, though. You feel me?
So, like, he was like, this was actually before the epidural, but my mama was like, so you can't give her nothing for pain and all that, because she did not want to give me the epidural. My mom was like, you can't give her nothing for pain. So he started getting me. He was like, so she can't get nothing for pain? Like, they, like, basically verbally jumping her, pretty much. So, then, like, that's when the epidural, she told the doctor, and then the doctor came in and asked me, do I want the epidural all of that? You know, just to explain that. And then the guy came in. She said he wasn't ready. So then 15 minutes later, he comes in again, and they make everybody leave out the room. So usually, like, when because, you know, when you're pregnant, like, and it's your first pregnancy, you look on YouTube a lot about stuff. You look up stuff. And, like, I looked up the epidural, and it's always, like, at least one person in the room with me. Well, with the person. So they made everybody leave out the room. They made my mama leave, my sister leave, and Eric leave. So I'm in there by myself with the nurse that I hate and the anesthesiologist that didn't want to come on time.
You was scared.
You could say I wasn't scared.
I'm talking about her.
Who?
You scared of the lady. That was me.
Who was scared of her? You motherfucking lying. I wasn't scared of that lady. So everybody left, and then, like, the lady telling me, like, how to do the epidural and everything. And then the guy, he poked me in the back, and it felt, like, a little weird to me because I felt like a shooting pain up my back, and I didn't think that was normal. If anybody had, like, an epidural before or have children or anything, comment below if that's normal, like, to have a shooting pain up your back when they poke the needle in. Like, not going straight through how they put in the needle, but going up and down your spine. Is that normal? Anyways, so I got the epidural. I got that probably around 12 p.m. on November 17th. So I would say around, after that I was fine. After that I was fine. The nurse kept telling me to lay on my side with the epidural in my back. And then, like, when I would lay on my side, half of my body would feel the pain, half of my body was numb. So I called the anesthesiologist back because I wanted to know, like, what's wrong? Why am I only feeling it on one side? So he comes in and he was like, yeah, you're not supposed to be laying on your side. You're supposed to lay on your back. And the nurse told me to lay on my side. So she was just like, she giving me all the wrong information. She's not doing nothing for me. She's saying I didn't want the epidural. Like, I really did not like that lady. She made my labor and delivery experience horrible. So it was 3 p.m. and it was 4:05, and they checked me and I was 5 centimeters. So my doctor, she came in and she decided she wanted to bust my water bag. So at 4:05 p.m. she busted my water bag, and then I started feeling contractions slightly, and it was coming in like faster than it was before. So yeah, I started feeling the contractions coming faster and faster and everything, and then like it was, I would say 5, and I kept like, that's when he was saying I almost boo-booed on myself, but I did not almost boo-boo on myself. My body was like, I felt like, I would say I was feeling pressure, and I was telling my mama and everything, and then she was like, okay, you probably finna have her. So from 4 to 5, like, I just started feeling a lot of pressure after she busted my water bag, and my body just automatically started pushing by itself. So like, I would talk and I would be like I would just be sitting there and I was like, and then like 2 minutes later I'm like, and I'm like, Mom, I'm pushing by myself, help me. Like, I was doing all the day, y'all. So I'm like, my body is pushing by itself, Mom, can you call this nurse? So the nurse come in, I'm like, this is the nurse that I don't like, y'all. I'm like, my body is pushing by itself. I think I'm finna have her. Like, can you check me? She was like, no, you're not ready yet. I'm sitting there like, I'm literally pushing by myself. Like, my body is pushing her out pretty much. My body was basically like pushing her out and everything. And I'm telling my mom, I'm like, "Ma, can you check me? Can you check me? Like, my 10 centimeters, can you check me and everything?" So the lady come back in, and I'm like, my body, like, it was probably like 10 minutes later, and I'm like pushing more often at this time. So I'm like, like, I'm literally pushing her, y'all. So I tell the lady, I'm like, I'm pushing by myself. Like, it's pushing I'm pushing her out, like, already. So the lady still says, "Oh, I don't think you're ready yet." And then she checks me, y'all. It's I would say it's like 5:20. And she checks, no, I would say it's like 5:15. So she checks me out, and guess what? I'm 10 centimeters. So at 5:15, she comes in, and they start getting the stuff ready. They take the stuff off the tables with the scissors and all of that stuff. And Eric, he was downstairs doing God knows what. I don't know what he was doing, but he was downstairs, and I'm just sitting there by myself with my mama, just pushing away. And then she's like, "Start."
You tell him I finally came up there.
We're not there yet. So basically, what she called it, the nurse that I didn't like, she was like, "Okay, so we're gonna start laboring down." So basically, it was just like pushing or So basically, what it was like is like pushing already, but you're not gonna have the baby yet. Like, you just preparing yourself, like, and everything. So I'm pushing and everything, and then like probably 20 minutes go by, and then she called the doctor. She called my doctor, and then the doctor comes in, and then here comes Eric coming on upstairs. Like, before all of this, I told him, I was like, "Ma, go get Eric. I'm gonna have her." All of this. So she look outside. She go downstairs. She go all the way. She goes through the elevator. Go downstairs. She's like, "I don't know where he at. And I don't see him." So he didn't have his phone on him. He left his phone upstairs. So by the time it's ready for like the doctor come in and everything, that's when he want to come back upstairs. So when you came upstairs, what did you see? I need a bug.
Yeah, I just seen all the doctors around. You feel me? Then I come over there. I think I was on the left side of you. I just came over there.
You was on the right side.
No, I was on the left, bro.
No, my mama was on this side.
Oh, I'm talking about, and my way looking at you, I was on the left. I was on this side. Your mom was on this side.
No, you wasn't. I'm laying in the bed.
I'm right by the doorway.
That's the right side.
But I said from my point of perspective.
I'm in front of you. What are you talking about? Okay, go ahead.
But
he's on the left side.
They was saying like she was ready to push for you, and you was finna start pushing, and I was like holding my breath for you. Like, I was pushing with you. You feel me? Then your mom was like, "You think I might pass out or something because I'm pushing with you." And you just started pushing. You kept saying you can't do it, crying like a little girl, as you is. You feel me?
Shut up.
Then you feel me? So I'm like, "You better push." No, I'm just kidding. She want me.
So
I'm like, "You better go ahead. Go ahead. Now you go ahead.
You want to talk?
You talk."
Okay. So I'm basically like, the doctor telling me to push and everything, and I'm pushing, but like them 10 seconds, yeah, that's a long time to hold your breath and push at the same time. Like, I could not do it. Like, that was wearing me out. Like, I was just like, "Give me a C-section, just do it. Just roll me up into the other room and just cut me open." No, I'm lying. But I just could not do it, y'all. Like, that stuff was really hard. So I'm really pushing and everything. She was like, "I'm gonna have to cut you." I was like, "No, I don't want to get cut. Don't cut me open. Don't cut me." And then she was like, "Just what?" She was like, "What you say?" I was like, "I don't want to get cut. Don't cut me open." So basically, I guess her head was like really big.
No, your big ass.
No, you turn your head to the side. Let them see. Look. You know? But I guess her hair was like really big, and it wasn't like going how it was supposed to go. So she had to give me an episiotomy, which is when they cut, snip, 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 your private area.
And that's by your booty hole.
They cut almost down your booty hole.
I know. I seen it.
Yeah. So she cut me, y'all. And then I pushed probably like a good 3 or 4 more times. And then her head came out. And once her head came out, like, you just feel a relief. Like, no, like, when her head came out, like, I just felt a relief. Like, and then, like, the rest of it wasn't nothing. Like, pushing her shoulders and stuff out. So the rest was, like, easy. Like, just pushing her shoulders and stuff out. That was easy. So, after that, she came out. Journey Keziah Ware was born at 5:55 p.m. 7 pounds, 14 ounces on November 17th, 2017. After that, like, you know, I was able to hold her. And the freaking nurse from hell, basically, okay, so one of my arms, she held down this side, and then I was trying to hold her on my chest, because, you know, like, they give you the skin, like, all that right after the baby is born. So she made me put my other arm down that had my IV in it, and Pitocin they was giving me, because I didn't need it, because I started laboring by myself, so they gave it to you afterwards. So this arm had the Pitocin in it, and then this arm had, what is it called? A blood pressure cuff on the other arm. So she got Journey laying on my chest, and then she making Eric hold her. So I'm like, so I can't hold my baby. So I'm looking at her, and I just grab my arm, and I hold her again. Then she grab it down. And then I grab my arm, and I hold her again. And then she, like, it's like we just playing tug of war with my arm, y'all. So after that, everything was fine. I held my baby. My beautiful netty bud. Now my beautiful netty bud. This a beautiful netty bud. Oh, my beautiful netty bud. Stop playing. And then, you know, Eric got to hold her. And how did you feel? No, like, actually, right after I had her, he cut
the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
It's like some juice. Not juice. I don't know what they call it, but like some green stuff popped out. And I ducked, and you feel me?
Mm.
Then I just seen that little old head. No, first I seen the little head first.
So what did you feel like when I was having her?
I wanted to throw up. I almost fell out. Because that was nasty, bro. Like, you just...
It was just what?
Nasty. It's just colorful stuff coming out of you. That was nasty.
How did you feel when you saw her head?
I was happy. At first I thought her head was going to be this small, you feel me? But, but I was happy when she first came up. When her head came up.
Look at her face. Say, that's me. Say, that's me. Say, hey, y'all. But yeah, so when you first held her, like, how did you feel?
You said when I first held her?
Yeah.
At first I was mad because, like, your mom was holding me before I did, you feel me? Like,
I think you held her before they did. I really do. Like, I don't know.
How you tell me if I'm the one that was holding her, bro? At first it was your mommy, and then I think it was your daddy, and then me.
You so extra.
You know what I'm saying?
I really think that you held her before they held her.
How did you gonna tell me?
We gonna ask my mom.
She gonna tell you, I did. I held the first.
But if you watching this, that's you know what it said it. So how did you feel when you held her?
I just felt happy at first. I was happy. But when she first came out, I was almost started crying.
Aww.
And then I'm like, nah. It sucked them tears back up, man.
You so lame. But when she first came out, y'all, she looked just like me. Her look like her mama. Her look like her mama. What'd you say? But she looked just like me when she first came out, y'all. I'm gonna put some pictures. She was my twin. Her CP. Her CP. But that's the end of the video, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And subscribe to my channel. Hey. And subscribe to my channel. Hey.
You gotta do it too. She just
she go.
Kevin Hart.
We out.